Thank you for being part of this channel. Welcome to all the new subscribers, thousands just over the last few days. You'll find this the best weather community around. All right, this tropical disturbance still, like we were talking about yesterday, I have not seen additional signs of development. That is great news to pass along. So I want to cover that. The eventual flood threat, though, that will bring us, and different areas of rain in the short term that will also bring us flooding. Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, Costa Rica, Panama, Jamaica, we're going to see some storms. And in this video, I want to cover Kiko, which will be making its way toward Hawaii. So a lot to cover. Thank you for your patience. All right, let me show you this. Here we are in the Caribbean. It's this tropical disturbance here. I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a struggle to figure out what it would do, how the environment was shaping up. And I want to show you this. Don't often show this map. This is our dry air tracker. You see here this kind of orangey shading. This is the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. So we're kind of way up above. This here is some very dry air. So as this works its way into that, it doesn't allow it to develop. That is a very good thing. Now, long term, we're going to watch this, though, for the potential of flooding down the road and keeping an eye on it just to see if it does eventually spin up. Sometimes you see these things get over very warm water and then they kind of regenerate. And then back behind it, a strong tropical wave as well, just kind of a disturbance, if you will. This actually may kind of take over this one. So we'll wait and see. And another tropical wave that will be coming off that will be tracking together. But never taking my eye off the ball this time of year. Look close to home right now. We've got a couple things. This big blob, northern Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica. We're seeing the flood threat. Nicaragua, I'll show you the rain totals, big rain totals. Still scattered areas of rain. We had some big thunderstorms, parts of the Cayman Islands, Cuba, Bahamas yesterday, Jamaica, Haiti. We'll see some more. The Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. And Trinidad and Tobago, the very high chance of rain for today. That'll spill over into northeastern Venezuela and Grenada with the potential of some flooding. So heads up, thank you for sharing this information in those locations I just mentioned, because that flood threat is going to be higher over the next 24 hours. Then this out here, look at Hawaii. This is Kiko watching this. This is what's left of the low rain. We'll cover some of the rain totals back through Texas, New Mexico, and Mexico as we work forward. Now back to the tropical disturbance that has been grabbing the attention for good reason. No doubt several days ago it looked like it was going to become a hurricane, but that dry air really winning out. The American model, European, Canadian, and the Icon model, all four big models, have this not developing into a tropical storm or a hurricane. Now, I've been doing this for a lot of years. That's great news. With that, I want to watch it, though, just as it continues to move in. One, for the potential of some flooding. A tropical wave could bring us some flooding. We know about that. And then just to see if it tries to kind of regenerate as it works closer to the Bahamas and back toward the Caribbean. So there is a chance, slight chance of development out of it, but again, much, much lower chance of that at this point. And you get it, we're over here in the Caribbean. You get a look at the models. Most of the models just actually have this area kind of fall apart, and you could see it here. Now, you look at this map here, these are those same computer models over time. This is a day out, 2 days out, 3 days out, 4 days out. The main models all have this staying below a tropical storm, or just really simply falling apart, just staying kind of a tropical wave, and that is it. These squiggly lines up here, those are different types of computers, so that those we don't pay attention to for this regard, and that's why sometimes it drives me nuts when I see those squiggly lines pointed at someone. These are all different types of computers. They mean different things, and that's why I appreciate you being part of this channel, so I could get out the right information. It's these computer models that really are the big ones for a tropical system. None at this point, at least in the short term, are showing this becoming a tropical storm or hurricane. But as I mentioned, the warm water is out ahead of it, so we're going to monitor this throughout the entire duration of this tropical wave to see if it gives us any flooding, and I'll show it to you in just a second, and to see if it does feed off the water and try to spin up. So it's not out of the question it becomes a tropical depression or even a little bit more down the road, but the chance is just lower because the dry air is winning out, even though those water temperatures are very warm. Now let me show it to you here. This is the American model, but it is the same as the European, Icon, and German model. They're almost showing the exact same thing. So let me show you this. It's this spot right here that we've been watching that tropical wave back behind it. As we work our way into Tuesday to Wednesday, that's when that tropical wave will start to move in. So increased rain, Dominica, St. Martin, Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda, back through British and U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. But watch this as well. I mentioned this about a week ago. We're going to need to watch the Western Caribbean. So a couple things going on here we really need to pay attention to the next couple days. One, this tropical wave, the first one, but this spot in through here, Jamaica south, back toward Honduras, Providencia, San Andres, watching both of these areas. Not the chance of them developing, I want to be clear, are both low, but it's not out of the question there could be some development in these spots. So this here Thursday would be the additional rain from that tropical disturbance, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and that flood threat. So keep an eye on this for any tropical development. Also watching this, though, as it kind of builds even back toward Belize, there is the potential of something trying to spin up right in here as we go throughout the week in the Western Caribbean, and then a new tropical wave that will come off later this week. Most of the models are latching on to development, but like we've been talking about the last few days, I don't just look at the models, we're reading the environment together. I'll keep you posted on that, but we need to keep an eye on close to home because there are some extra areas of rain. Now, for today, you see it here, and let me take out time of this tropical disturbance. Scattered areas of rain, but widespread. Trinidad and Tobago, that chance of flooding, giving you the heads up, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, and then as we work our way into tomorrow, still scattered storms, Jamaica, back through Haiti, the DR, and you see some of that additional rain. St. Vincent, the Grenadines, we'll see some of the rain. Bahamas, central Bahamas, even southern Bahamas, chance of rain. But as we go out in time here, this is by Monday, and you can see our next tropical disturbance is about to slide in. Let me stop it here. This is Tuesday. So on Tuesday, this is that tropical disturbance we're watching as of now, not seeing development out of that. But this is some of that rain that will start to kind of build and shift up to the north. So I'm also going to watch out to see if this does develop. Models are hinting at a little bit of development. We'll see if anything even slides its way up to the Gulf. So a couple spots to really keep an eye on as we go over the next few days. Now here's a big spot. This is a powerful hurricane, major hurricane right here. This is Kiko. Here's Hawaii. So we're in the Pacific, back into the Central Pacific. There will be weakening. Not so much today, but more so tomorrow. Then as we work our way to Monday, substantial weakening. Why is it going to weaken? Well, the atmosphere is kind of hostile, and it will encounter some cooler water. So watching Hawaii, this should ride very close though to Hawaii as either a tropical storm or just a system that's kind of diminishing, watching out for some of the remnants of it. But we'll monitor this. If this were to shift a little bit more to the south, that could bring tropical storm conditions by the time we get into Tuesday and Wednesday to several of the Hawaiian Islands. So let me show you the models on this and the track on this. We're going to watch it. Now, a major hurricane now, and then it will start to weaken, but it should still be a tropical storm nearby. So that may give us some bigger rain bands, kind of squally weather, of course, those higher seas and those swells that we'll be working in. But as we work our way Tuesday to Wednesday, there is the potential of some tropical storm impacts. Most of the models keep the tropical storm conditions just to the north, but if there's any shift to the south, that could bring more significant weather. So we'll be tracking that together. But you see the weakening trend on this over time, going down after today. Today's still kind of category 3, category 4, and then there will be that weakening. Now, we get a look at some areas of rain we're watching. Near Florida, the northern Bahamas, we've been watching that. That's what's been near Cuba and the Cayman Islands. Some bigger storms coming out of Quebec, moving toward New Brunswick, watching the remnants of Lorena. Just keep an eye on some of the rain in here, but there's some of the rain. New Brunswick, New England, scattered storms today into tomorrow, moving toward Newfoundland, Prince Edward Island, Cape Cod, and we'll get clipped by some of the showers by Falmouth and Bourne. There's some of the rain building off toward the southeast U.S., so getting clipped by the Carolinas as you work your way toward Cape Hatteras south. Better chance of some rain as we work our way into Monday, watching that area just to see if anything tries to spin up. Now the seas overall not bad, but as this tropical disturbance starts to work in, you can see the Atlantic passageways. This here is by Monday into Tuesday. The Atlantic passageways in northeastern Caribbean, the seas are going to be elevated. Even if that area doesn't develop, those seas are going to be picking up. All right, let's track some of the rain totals around Cuba, western, central zones. Some bigger thunderstorms will be possible, over 100 millimeters of rain. Watching out for the Bahamas, not just the northern Bahamas, but some scattered areas of rain, central and southern, and there's that heavier rain, especially back towards South Florida and the Keys at times. This is scattered. Jamaica, our rain chance is higher. Cayman Islands, still that chance of storms like we had yesterday and last night. Haiti and the Dominican Republic, high concern for the rivers. In Puerto Rico, scattered areas of thunderstorms, and then Puerto Rico back through the northeastern Caribbean. We'll watch Tuesday, Wednesday, even into Thursday for a higher flood potential with that tropical disturbance that will be moving in. Here's some of that additional rain. Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, especially today, we could have some spots that get over 75 millimeters of rain or 3 inches of rain. So monitoring that as that moisture kind of feeds in. Northern Venezuela and central Venezuela, the rain. But look at these huge totals. Panama, Costa Rica, parts of Colombia, big flooding. Coastal sections of Nicaragua, Caribbean side in particular, some spots over 150 millimeters of rain for a 3-day total. Some of us make it up to about 20 centimeters of rain, and then we'll see how this moisture kind of pans out. Does something developing in here? That's what we'll be watching. So Belize, I'll be tracking that for us as we go through the week ahead. Some of the remnants of Lorena trying to die down, but still, especially northwestern Mexico, better chance of some of the rain. Interior sections as well, watching out for some flooding across Mexico, and then scattered areas of rain. But this pocket in here in New Mexico, that could lend itself to about 3 inches of rain scattered about through Texas. So monitoring the rivers and the flood threat in through here, and there's some of the heavier rain. Even the Outer Banks of North Carolina could get clipped by. Thank you for sharing this information and being part of this weather community. Have a really good day ahead.